You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
Okay, this is iWalter, and I am Walter. Thank you for tuning in to another show, or if you are listening. I got a couple stories tonight that a friend had sent me and some people on Facebook, so I'm going to kind of go through those. I tell you, though, it's Thursday morning at 2:21 a.m., I say this every night. I don't have much to talk about, and I generally don't. And I just have to figure out what I want to talk about for the next 15, 20 minutes. And then I was thinking about it, and one of the things that came to mind tonight on the way home from work was I was talking to this friend / woman I used to work with at my job, and really nice lady, and she actually offered this weekend to go over to the Valley Forge Casino. She actually won, had gotten, because she does a lot of gambling. She plays the slots and stuff, and she does really well with them. So she got this free, for Saturday night, free meal and a dance and stuff like that. It's only for 2 hours, and I guess she has her certain friends she does this stuff with, and I'm sure they were busy. And she didn't mean it that way, but she asked me, hey, do you want to do it? And I said, sure, I'll definitely go along with you. I don't mind, because I understand she doesn't want to go by herself. And, I was definitely happy to go with her. So I told another friend, and he said, well, maybe her intentions are for other things besides just taking you out for a meal. And people are going to start to question why you're always hanging out with this woman, because she's single and I'm single. And it's like, she's older than I am too, which doesn't mean anything. But yeah, honestly, I think at this point, it's just basically a friendship thing. And, I know that, and I'm kind of comfortable with that. I'm very comfortable with that, in fact. And I try to explain to this other friend tonight, not the woman that's going to take me on Friday or Saturday to this place over at the Valley Forge Casino. I kind of explained to him, like, when I was younger, I guess, I was thinking about this all night. Like, when I was in my 20s, I had a little bit more luck with women than I do now. And one of the problems is when you get older, your appearance changes quite a bit. You're not the same person as you were when you're 20 years old. And I had this discussion with yet another friend. I'll have to start naming these people. One's Rachel. That's the friend who's going to take me to the Valley Forge Casino. The other one is a friend named Todd. And there's this other friend I talked to. His name's Matt. Now, me and this guy, Matt, we were friends since college. And we always talked about this. Like when you get older, your skin's not as elastic. You start losing your hair. You put on weight. You're not, quote unquote, as attractive as you are when you were younger. And people start to notice that. And, before, when I was younger, I'd get more women coming up to me than I do now. And I think part of the reason was because I assume I'm not trying to make myself seem like, oh, I'm Mr. Hot Guy, because trust me, I'm not. But I guess I had a certain look that women liked, but once I opened my mouth, that all changed. And they lost interest. Once I started talking for more than just a minute, then their interest in me basically fizzled out. Like, it got me so far, but then it wasn't there. So now I don't have that to depend on anymore. I don't have that leverage like I did when I was younger. So now I don't even get that lucky chance of even getting that close to a female, a woman or a person of the opposite sex. So those days have been over for a long time for me, for a couple, at least 10 or 20, well, about 10 years, maybe longer. So, and, unfortunately, I still have the power of gab, and that's what always ends any relationship I ever had. So the trickle down, I just told this friend, listen, when I start talking, this woman's like 10 years older than I am. She's not looking for somebody who is very hyperactive and, can't sit still. She wants somebody who's a lot more stable than I am. So that's not the issue. And I try to explain that to him tonight in the voicemail. So anyway, I just needed to get that out. And it's kind of depressing, too. I mean, some people, I guess the only ones that seem like as they get older, they still look great. Like they can be in their 50s, 60s, maybe even in their 70s, they look great. That's because most of the people you look at that look great are people that have a lot of money and they are celebrities. And they can afford to keep their appearance up or at least get a lot of plastic surgery, which is not going to happen with me. So I don't have that kind of cash to do all that crazy stuff. I'd love to, but I don't have the money. So anyway, that's what I wanted to start out with my show tonight. I mean, those days, I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way, but yeah, those days of impressing people, and especially women, is just, it's far gone for me. I mean, and it was just never my strongest feat, but is definitely completely diminished now. Anyway, I was trying to look up because a friend had texted me today about this. We were going back and forth. I guess we're both like kind of sick of it. And it is this whole thing going back and forth with this whole, I guess, Baltimore police. I mean, these riots going on with these people in Baltimore. So a friend sent me like, okay, why these riots started was over this man who died in police custody named Freddie Gray. So he sent me, well, these are the people, this is this man, he had a rap sheet. That's the bottom line. This is what he sent me. This is the same man, 25-year-old man, that everybody is now rioting because they felt like he was mistreated. And, you know, this poor innocent man shouldn't have died. Nobody should die, you know, unless you are seriously, you know, I can't even think of the right word, you know, a menace to society. So he sent me this rap sheet on Freddie Gray. This is the same person that everybody has destroyed private property over. And I will read off the list. And it says, and it gives dates. So I'm not going to go through all the dates because then it'll just get more, more difficult to read. So I'll just go down his rap sheet. For a man who was apparently innocent, you know, never did anything wrong, and this is his rap sheet. Okay, I'm going to start with the first one. Dealing cocaine, possession of narcotics, illegal gambling, possessions of narcotics over 10 grams, manufacturing and distribution of narcotics, distribution of narcotics. These are different dates. I'm not reading off the dates. Distribution of narcotics. Every one I'm reading is how many times and dates that he was arrested for something that wasn't in the, it was basically breaking the law. Okay, the next one, stolen property, distribution of narcotics, possession of narcotics, distribution of narcotics, possession of narcotics, burglary, possession of narcotics, distribution of narcotics, unlawful possession, 2 counts. And this is source, Maryland Department of Justice. So, and these dates go from anywhere from 2015, which was probably obviously the last one. That was March 20th, 2015. And it goes back to 2008. So, yeah, you know, people only see what they want to see. They only hear what they want to hear. And obviously, you know, I'm great for this, but, you know, they look for the negative side and everything. They don't see, and they don't, you know, oh, this guy was an innocent person. He didn't do anything wrong. Well, he has a rap sheet that's pretty lengthy, in my opinion. So this guy was no angel. So, you know, you got to look at everything before you start to make judgment calls. So anyway, I guess I'm going to continue on that line. Probably already partially through my show. Yeah, not really. Anyway, some interesting articles I had found for this Thursday morning. And this, I hate using this source, but I am using it tonight. So I'm being a little hypocritical, but it is not about politics. So that case, I will use it, and it's the Huffington Post. Because honestly, I would say if you want like real concrete news on, or solid news on, government issues, don't trust the Huffington Post. For other kind of things, now this is a little bit more serious, but it's not with the government, so I'm going to allow this one to slide. And it's titled, Ex-Con Allegedly Guns Down Homeless Shelter Director After Sexual Assault. So this was in the Bronx, and basically this woman who ran it, I forget, because I thought they gave her age, because I'm trying not to read it, because every time I do, it just comes out like gobbledygook. Not Babadook, but gobbledygook. So, she got killed. Yeah, okay, the woman, she didn't look that old. She was 36-year-old mother. She was basically, it sounds like she was raped, assaulted, and murdered by somebody she actually had taken care of at the homeless shelter who was released from the homeless shelter. Well, the man who shot and killed this woman, I'm trying to look for her name too, because it was in the story. I'm just trying to kind of highlight it. But it says West Spurwell, 39, ex-con who lived at the Project Renewal. This isn't in the Bronx. This lady was trying to, help these people out, these people that, probably wouldn't have anywhere else to live or just were not well off. And I guess what she got in return was some guy who was at this shelter, and he, for some reason, felt the need to, come after her, and actually he killed her. So I'm trying to look for a name. I'm really sorry, because I'd like to give this woman at least an acknowledgement on her name. Maybe they didn't release it, or I'm just not seeing it. But yeah, that was on the Huffington Post crime. That was dated actually April 30th. So that is today. Well, actually, maybe the date changed, because I swear, yeah, it was yesterday's date. So anyway, I'm sorry. I just wanted to kind of point that out there. It kind of caught my eye. I felt bad for this woman that, because I was actually at one point I was looking into getting a degree in human services, which means I would be helping people, which was not a good idea for me. Anyway. Yeah, maybe that was anyway, it says, I'm just going to read a little bit. It says, Charlie managed to break, this was the person who killed her, so I guess the guy's name was Charlie. Managed to break free of horrific, oh, wait. You know what? I'm sorry, I really messed this one up. Maybe that's her name. There is some women that their names are like guys' names. So I guess I did find her name. Looks like Charlie. Managed to break free from a horrific attack and fled down the street naked. Witnesses told police. The suspect, also naked, pursued Charlie, firing 3 shots from a .40 caliber. Sorry about that. Handgun at close range. In the New York Times reports. So there you go. The woman's name was Charlie. It looks like. But yeah, she was gunned down. It's a pretty sad story, when you got people that are actually willing to help more people, or other people that are, unfortunate out, misfortunate, I should say. And this is how you get paid back. It definitely catches your attention. You know what? I just think I closed the story I was going to read. Anyway, there was an interesting story a friend had sent me, and it was about these twins. And the mom is, I don't know how else to put it, because it's from England. So the mom is black and the father is white. But the mom's like light-skinned black. So the mom was pregnant, and she had 2 kids, both daughters. And one is really pale complected because they're from England. And she's got, all the features of being English. She's got the ginger hair, the blue eyes, and freckles. And her twin sister is black, light-skinned black. And they're cute girls. They're grown up now. They're 18. But a friend sent me the story. It's actually pretty interesting. You see him, and I was telling my friend, though, that I know twins that are not, they're fraternal twins. That's basically what they are then. And one was a friend of mine. His name's Trevor, and his sister, Andrea. And now they're it's a brother and a sister. They're twins now. And even though, because like I read this story and it was like, okay, they're neither one of these girls have the same type of personality. So I try to tell a friend, even though their personalities might differ, the fact that they are twins, there is a connection. Because I noticed with my friend Trevor and his sister, Andrea, even though, one's a boy, one's a girl, well, a guy and a woman now, that they do share a bond. I mean, there's something about twins. It doesn't matter if you look alike or whatever. If you're twins, it doesn't really matter if you're, identical twins or not. You still share a bond for the rest of your life. Because I noticed with this friend of mine and his twin sister that it's just something that it was like an interconnection between those two that nobody else could share. And this happened since they were in in the cradle. Because I know when their mom used to talk to me, because I would talk to the parents too, they would say, yeah, there's things they did that they were. It's just like they were almost identical twins the way they acted. Like they would fight all the time because they were so opposite. But at the same time, there was a connection that always would keep them together, and I think that's the way it is still. Like, you can't tear them apart. It's kind of interesting. That's why I kind of wanted to bring that one up. Anyway, this was on Facebook, and I don't know why. I guess maybe it was one of my links. But it's like a free movie, so if you go to... I'm sorry about not mentioning about the twins. That's actually posted in a couple different sources, but I think that one might have been, the Daily Mail, if you want to check it out. Anyway, there was something, and it says Sundance Now Doc Club. I think it's called DocClub.com. But I don't know if it's his anniversary or whatever, but there was a movie. You can watch it for free, it looks like, because the release date of this movie was February 27th, 1998. Now, I haven't mentioned the name of the movie yet, but it's about Kurt Cobain and Courtney Cox. Courtney Love. I'm sorry. I said Courtney Cox. It's Courtney Love. I'm actually almost interested to see it or watch it because it's free. It's online. I should give you that link again. It's called DocClub.com. It's the story about Kurt Cobain. Sorry, I'm really messing up that name because I remember, Nirvana was the big thing back in the day, and I think if he did not commit suicide, can you imagine where music would have been today? Because I think it would have been that kind of music. I guess like it's considered grunge. So, and I know a lot of people when I was in college. I started college later than most. Like when people are actually graduating from college, I actually started. So I was about 21, 22. That Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love were like the big things. More Kurt Cobain. So this is kind of interesting. This like kind of surfaced this tonight actually, or last night at this point. So I guess they're kind of like this documentary / movie. It's not like it's based on facts, and assumptions, I assume. But it's an actual movie, too, because it says it was released. It says country, United Kingdom. Now, both of those guys were, as far as I know, I thought they were American. I didn't think they were from the UK. But, I guess it looks kind of interesting because I'm always kind of curious, too. I mean, people question, did Courtney Love actually have something to do with his death? Or was it really a suicide? Because it's kind of strange. I mean, I don't know anything about the man, his personal life. I just remember his music. So, You know what? It was funny. A friend of mine, he sent me this story, and I said, well, thank you, because I'm going to now use it. He sent it on the Facebook, and I thought it was pretty entertaining. It's a video, actually, so I'm going to have to give you the link. The link is clashdaily.com. Now, it's Clash, like the band The Clash, Clash. It's not Cash, it's Clash. And it's got this video, and it's titled, Gross, watch this Muslim woman take a dump in the hallway while everyone is around. So this Muslim woman, she's got the whole garb on and everything like that, and she's like squatting down, and she literally takes a dump on this video. It's like probably off of a surveillance camera, so it's gotten a lot of feedback off of that. And I thought it was pretty entertaining. I couldn't really... It's like one of those things it's like a train wreck. You kind of want to look away, but you can't help it. You just want to see, is this for real? So, yeah, it's pretty entertaining. Anyway, other than that, I don't really have much else to say. Again, when I mentioned that I don't have much to say, I really meant that I really didn't have much to say. So, yeah. So, yeah, if anything else comes up, I will obviously mention it in another show. But there really isn't much, and I'm trying to keep my shows to a minimum. So, everyone, I hope you kind of liked what I did tonight. I'm not sure. If you have any questions or comments, always feel welcome to, leave a message, because I think it's on my Spreaker page. You can, leave comments. So please just let me know if there's anything you would like to hear about, or hear me talk about, or see what I can do to kind of improve my show. But other than that, it is Thursday morning, and it is 2:42. So, again, everyone have a good morning. It's almost the weekend again, so that's always nice. And if you live in the Philly area, next week, I guess starting Thursday until Sunday, is the big comic book convention from WizardCon. And this time it's going to have David Tennant and Billy Piper, but unfortunately Billy Piper is only going to be there on Saturday. So I'm sure she's in a filming schedule loop, so maybe that's why she can only do that one day. And then there's some other interesting celebrities there. One is the guy who plays the Penguin on Gotham. I was actually thinking of paying to see him, but it gets very costly after a while, and you really can't enjoy the comic convention if you're waiting in line for hours just to get an autograph or a photo with these celebrities. It does take pretty much your whole day. So other than that, again, we made it through Hump Day, so it's almost heading into another weekend. So everyone, have a good Thursday morning.